What's up, guys? Let's have a chat. For a long time now, I've believed that the real estate and venue systems from The Sims 3 need to make a comeback in Sims 4. I'm curious what you all think of this, so I'm gonna go over why I feel that way. Right now, the game needs personality improvements more than anything, but this could be a great side feature in a game pack. Not everything about Sims 3 needs to come back, but some features were really strong, like this one. First, I'll explain how it worked in case you haven't touched Sims 3 or maybe you're a little rusty. With vanilla Sims 3, a patch eventually came out that allowed property ownership of community lots. For instance, you could buy the town's bookstore or supermarket and collect income every week for owning it. Capitalism at its finest, where one enterprising sim can buy up everything, including for some reason the community park. From a pure gameplay standpoint, what was important about this was it had a really high cost. It'd be more than almost any item you could buy in the game, which in Sims 4 I think maxes out at around 15 to 20,000 simoleons. Anyway, you would sink money into these properties, and after a time you'd eventually get your money back and start to profit. You could not buy them all in a day unless you cheated. It'd take hundreds of thousands of simoleons just to buy the base game buildings, and a few packs that came out later had other lot types. But see, this is where it gets better. With Sims 3 Ambitions, you could also own venues. With the venue system, you could not only buy more lots, but you got the ability to upgrade them. Let's say you own a gym. It's not a very good gym. It costs a lot of money and it starts at level 1. But if you can get the value of the venue up through building and making it nice with a lot of high-end objects, now your gym will be level 2. Take it a bit further and get the lot value up to the required point, and you now get better revenue from your level 3 gym. You visit, you know you're the owner. If you have a really wealthy family, you know you're the owner of damn near everything in the town. Now, I don't know how much of this system is possible in Sims 4, but it does a couple things for the gameplay. First, it appeals to two factions within the community: people who love to build and people who like having a goal and building up their Sims. You know, actually playing the game, which some people don't do because they feel it's kind of bland. Builders would love this because they would be rewarded through gameplay by building and making all the lots in town pretty. Many of them have already done it, but the game supporting that is a very good thing. It gives them some replay value, especially given how many towns there are. You'd want to make it look good while satisfying the goal of having enough items for the lot type and meeting the minimum value it needs to improve in quality level. It even gets people like me building, as if I'm going for all of them, I'm gonna need to build to upgrade the lots I own. You could use the rent you collect and reinvest it into your properties to make them better. A big reason I feel this is a good idea is that it leans heavily into Sims 4's single biggest strength: building. We have like 26 packs at the moment, and we also happen to have access to hundreds or thousands of building objects that could be used in really creative ways. A real estate system also works really nicely with the gallery, as you could buy your property and bam, you can fill the requirements immediately if you want, simply by purchasing some builder's really sexy lot. Just look at that spa. This helps to fix a big problem for gameplay if it's done right. A big flaw with Sims 4 is that there is not nearly enough to do with large sums of money. So I'd say this would fit well with the game, but it has to be done right. The high-end lots cannot cost 20k, they need to cost 300k. It'd be extremely easy for a developer to blow this by making them too cheap. It reminds me of how I felt about that kelp you can buy for 500 satisfaction and now you're a powerful mermaid. You could even take this a bit further and let players collect rent by buying Bob Pancake's house and jacking up his rent, or evicting Thorn Bailey just to leave the property empty, out of spite. I know this does kind of introduce a grind, but only if you want to make it one of your goals, since Sims is always a sandbox game anyway. There is no goal other than to make more money with this, of course, but it takes time for the investment to pay off, and a sim can't just live off it right away and expect to really snowball their income. It took like 14 weeks for a property to pay off in Sims 3. That's a very long time, so this is for long-term families to gradually grow in wealth and power. I know it's easy to see how we could be stuck on 4 for a while, given a lot of older, solid features exist that could make a comeback. This is definitely one of them, and I don't think it's high priority right now for the community, but I'd love to know if you agree. It'd be cool to be rewarded for building like this. This is a side note, but this kind of thing is an example of why a lot of veterans complain about the quality and quantity of gameplay additions we get these days. This was just some crappy side feature and not even the main point of Sims 3 Ambitions, which came with a ton of other stuff. Anyway, this is a very different kind of video for me. It's not just about saying this or that needs fixed in 4, it's also about highlighting cool things from 3. Great ideas of the past that were done really well and sharing my love for them. Let me know your thoughts on this and if you'd like me to make more like it.